Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Red Rider's Viewers Rides. I'm Red Rider and this is Viewers Rides. And for anybody who doesn't know what these episodes are all about, I'm about to tell you what they are all about. So guys, this is kind of like Easy Riders, Readers Rides segment, or In the Wind I think is what it actually used to be called, where the readers of Easy Riders used to be able to send in photos of their bike with a little bit of a backstory, and they would publish them in their magazine in their very own section, kind of something like this. That's me and my bike. And that's kind of how this idea came around. It was actually just because people wanted to show me their motorcycles, and I decided to create an email specifically for my people who watch my channel to be able to send me photos of their bikes. And then I was like, okay, well, if everyone's going to be sending me photos of their bikes, why wouldn't I just make a slideshow video of all of the pictures of everybody's bikes? And so if you want to have your bike in one of these episodes, you just have to go to the email in the description of this video. I will also have it on the bottom of the screen, and you send me pictures of your motorcycle. Don't send me screenshots because screenshots are usually way too small to publish. So make sure that they're clear photos, at least 1 megabyte or bigger. Make sure you send some information about the bike. Tell me the year, make, model, and let me know about where you're from, like just the state or the city, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. And also, if you've got like a custom chopper or a custom motorcycle of some sort, send really good photos of that. Send me a lot of photos. Send me like some close-up detail shots and stuff and like a story about it, and we'll do like a few slides and make it more of like a feature. I like to do that with some of the cooler like custom motorcycles that I get sent. And another thing too is if you have a YouTube channel, let me know what your YouTube channel is, and I'll also mention that in your little slide. And yeah guys, we can all help support each other. I really like these episodes. They're not the biggest, they don't get the most views, but everybody who gets involved in them really enjoys them, and I love seeing you guys all get super excited about seeing your bikes on the screen. So it's really fun. It's a great episode to watch with like your grandkids and stuff like that, because grandkids normally think it's pretty cool seeing their grandma or their grandpa's bike on a YouTube channel, right? It's kind of like seeing yourself on TV. And I also love it when you guys send me old photos. So like old photos of you and your motorcycle from back in the day, like pictures of like your first motorcycle, pictures of like old motorcycles that you don't have any longer. If you're taking a photo of a photo, just make sure that when you take that picture that you get a clear photo. So you just want to try to make sure you have good lighting and a clear photo. If your photos are blurry or anything like that, it makes it really hard to have them look good on screen. So just do your best guys at sending in nice photos. That's all the technical stuff guys. And normally in these episodes guys, I just blabber away in the background. People have told me that they like listening to me blabber. I could do these episodes with just music, but for some reason people would rather listen to me blabber on about like usually nothing very relevant. So that's what I'm going to do in this episode too. Let's get into the slideshow. I'm going to talk about my Florida trip that's coming up in a couple days. By the time you guys see this, I might already be in Florida. So keep your eyes out for live streams that I'll be doing from there. So I'm preparing to go to Florida. I'm going to be leaving in like 2 days here, and I'm going for something that's called Forgotten Angels Charity Campout is what it is. So Forgotten Angels is an organization that was created by a woman down in Tampa, Florida to support children who age out of the foster system down there. She was an orphaned child, so she really has a heart for foster children and orphaned children. And when kids get to the age of 18, a lot of them end up homeless. So a lot of these kids, the people who are fostering them, sadly are not really doing it because they care about the child. They're doing it because they care about the money. As soon as that kid stops bringing them money, they end up homeless. I've seen interviews with kids that have been in these situations down there. So I definitely like have an idea of how it can end up for a lot of these kids. Forgotten Angels is an organization that'll take these kids in who end up becoming homeless. They'll take them in and they'll help them to get an education if they haven't passed their grade 12 yet. They support them through the process of going to try and find a job and all of these other things. They basically teach them how to be adults. They teach them all the things that they didn't get to learn from parents growing up, and then they end up eventually like going out into the world, a lot of these kids, and being successful at whatever it is they're doing and being able to like actually be self-sufficient self-sufficient. So it's a really good charity. Cindy and David have a very big heart for these kids, guys. And if you want to know more about this organization, you can go to their website, forgottenangels.org, or you can even go, if you watch Shade Tree Surgeon's channel, I'm sure that you've heard him talking about it too, because he's also a huge supporter and he does a lot to help those guys out and just get them more publicity. So it's great. So the Forgotten Angels charity campout is something that was started with Shade Tree Surgeon and the organizers of Forgotten Angels, and it kind of, from my understanding, just slowly developed into what it is now, which is a 4-day motorcycle campout. So it starts on the Thursday. Normally they do 2 each year. They'll do one in March, their spring campout, and then they'll do their fall campout. So I'm going to the fall campout, obviously, because it's October, and this is actually their 10-year anniversary, so it's going to be a big one, and I'm super excited for it. It's a 4-day event, so it starts on the Thursday. The Sunday is the last day. Basically, everyone just comes and they camp on Cindy and David's property. You bring your tent, you bring whatever you would bring to camp, you bring your motorcycle, you bring yourself, and you bring good spirits, guys. And they will raffle off motorcycles for this charity actually all throughout the year. They're raffling off motorcycles. I think they end up raffling off maybe 4 each year altogether. You can find more information about that on Shade Tree Surgeon's channel. But when you buy a ticket for the event itself, then it automatically gets you some of the raffle tickets for the motorcycle that they raffle off. So it's a pretty good event. Most of the days you're just kind of like hanging out and chilling. They provide you with some meals, all of your beers included, and then it's just like a great time of people just hanging out and getting together and getting to know each other better. The Saturday is the day that they do more of the event type stuff, so they'll have some bike games that are normally led by Shade Tree Surgeon, and they'll also have a live music. They do karaoke on the Friday night, so it's a really good time, guys. Mostly it is just a great time with a bunch of people who you end up feeling like really close to. It's only my 3rd time going, but I can tell you the difference between the first time I went and the second time I went was like night and day, just because I felt so welcome the first time, but by the time I was going back the second time, I just felt like I was actually like becoming part of like an extended family. And that's one of the things that I actually honestly have always loved just about being in a motorcycle or biker community. I grew up around like old school bikers, so I totally get that not all family is blood related kind of idea. I've got people who are closer to me than my blood relatives and who I call my uncles, who there's no blood relation there, but they are as loyal and as real as you would expect or hope for from any blood relative. So I totally get that extended family idea, and I absolutely love that about being in the motorcycle community. Is just the loyalty and the brotherhood that you get. And I'm not saying that it's like that all the time, but from my experience, when you're hanging out with the right people, that is a lot of times what you get. I think a lot of times why you get that brotherhood kind of feeling is because a lot of these people, they are coming from situations where they don't have a whole lot of family. A lot of the motorcycle clubs are filled up with guys who didn't come from homes where they had a whole bunch of family around them. They were looking for that brotherhood, for that fellowship and that family kind of thing within those clubs. A lot of people, they didn't have a lot of family growing up. They got into motorcycles for whatever reason, and they ended up finding that connection, that family kind of foundation within that circle of people. And I think that that is something that actually makes it so that this Forgotten Angels thing and the motorcycle community ends up really fitting well together, because you have Forgotten Angels that is for orphaned children, and a lot of people in the motorcycle community, they really understand that looking for fellowship, looking for brotherhood and loyalty outside of your family, because so many of these people, they just didn't really have that close-knit family kind of structure growing up. And I know like a handful at least of those men personally in my own life, men who I grew up around, who, like I said, to me, they're like closer to me than any of my relatives who are blood related, and they're the guys who I call uncle. They're the guys who I know I can show up at their house at 3 a.m. if I'm in trouble, and they will take me in, no questions asked. And if the questions are anything, it's like, who do we go look for? And I just totally absolutely adore what Cindy and David are doing for these children, and I think it's just an amazing thing to support, guys. And if you guys want to support it, you can support it on their website, or you can just support it by buying a ticket and showing up at the event, guys, and meeting a whole bunch of really great people. And it's just like a super laid back, great time. It's not like some big rowdy, dirty biker party like maybe some of you really like, but it's more of just a laid back, chill, like camp and just kind of make new friends kind of situation. So it's great memories going down there, guys, and it's just like every time I'm making different connections and new friends and stuff, and I'm really looking forward to this trip. I'm really looking forward to meeting some new people. I hope that you guys are looking forward to seeing those videos when I get home. It's probably not going to be as active with regular type videos on my channel for the next like week or two while I'm gone and while I'm editing some of those videos, but I will be doing live streams from Florida. So if you want to see my live streams of the camp out and get an idea of what the camp out's all about, if you're not able to make it, then keep your eyes out for your notifications. Make sure you have notifications turned on, and then you'll actually see my live streams. I'm going to be leaving in a couple days. I still got some packing to do, so I'm going to get on that as soon as I'm done this video, but I wanted to have this video ready and out before I leave, or by the time I'm leaving at least. And I wanted to thank you all again for participating. Thanks for being here watching. Thanks for sending in your photos. You can thank my dad too for editing all of this, because he's the one with the Photoshop skills. I don't really know what I'm doing with any of that. My dad puts a ton of work into editing some of these photos, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and like always, guys, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace. What does that do? Weird. I'm actually filming with a new camera, and check it out. It follows.